Roberto Baggio is a legend of world football. In a career which lasted over 2 decades, he scored more than 300 goals, won multiple Serie A titles, and even triumphed for a Ballon d'Or. But what happens when you bring him in his prime to Football Manager 2009? Let's find out. So I thought it would be fitting, as he spent most of his career in some of Italy's most glamorous tourist destinations, we should bring him to one of England's finest too, Bognor Regis. As you can see, this is the exact same version of Roberto Baggio who appeared on Championship Manager 96-97. At the age of 29, he's in his prime. Technically, he's world class, he's creative, got fantastic dribbling and the ability to finish with composure. Back in the 90s, he was also one of the world's best free kick takers, so hopefully he can demonstrate some of that at Bognor Regis this season. And he's probably going to need to. The media are predicting that we'll finish in 22nd place. Not all that surprising when Michael Byrne is our best defender. Tactically, we're going to line up as shown. To try and counteract the terrible defence, we've instructed the team to play high up on the front foot as much as possible. With Baggio at centre forward, he should have plenty of space to get on the ball and do what he does best. Let's advance to the end of the season and see what happens. We've reached May 2009 and the campaign is over. In a historic season, he's hit 111 goals in 50 matches. In the league, he's the recipient of the top goalscorer award, a mere 64 goals ahead of second place. Let's have a look at some of his best moments from the season. This goal came on his debut against Chelmsford. A nice 6th tier long ball down the wing there. Clever bit of play by the winger. And then Baggio just finds a yard of space with that long range bending shot. This was a season where he demonstrated a lot of composure in front of goal. This time he chases down the long ball, beating out the Hayes and Yedding man with another nice long-range bending shot. Despite hitting a hat-trick against AFC Wimbledon away, he was powerless to stop Bognor losing 4-3. This was probably the pick of the goals there. What a free kick. Bromley will be very glad to see the back of Baggio. In this one game alone, he hit 7 goals. He picks the ball up here about 35 yards out. Suicidal defending to not approach him, and then a nice left-footed long-range strike. Here are his full season stats. He ended up converting 28% of his total 398 shots on goal. He was good in possession too, completing around 75% of his passes. But how did Bognor perform as a team? In reality, it was a season to forget for the Sussex side. They ended up in 21st place and were relegated out of the Conference South. With Baggio, they've improved dramatically, all the way up to 6th place. They finish as the division's top scorers with 107 goals. Incredibly, 88 of those goals were scored by our man. Defensively, the side was still fragile though, conceding just 2 less than Basingstoke, who were relegated. Overall, an impressive impact, but we did miss out on the playoffs by 3 points. Let's move him to the Premier League and see what he can do there. And just like that, Roberto has moved the entire length of England to the northeast. Once again, he's got the exact same attributes. Only this time with Newcastle, he should be playing alongside some slightly superior defenders. Newcastle are captained by Argentinian international Fabrizio Colocini. Although he'll be out for the first month of the season, Owen should also provide a good strike partner for him. Tactically, we're going to go for the 4-4-2. The squad has been told to play with as much width as possible. With Jonas Gutierrez and Damien Duff on the wings, that should be one of our strengths as they are very capable. This time we'll play Baggio with a strike partner, a mixture of Owen and Obafemi Martins. Once again, let's move to May 2009 and see what happens. Whilst not as prolific as his time in the Conference South, he's had another great season. He finishes as the Premier League's top goal scorer, beating out Fernando Torres by 4 goals. Statistically, there was a drop-off though. He converted just 18% of his shots this season. He also won less than 50% of the matches he was involved in. Let's have a look at some of his best highlights. He took his first-class set-piece taking all the way up to the Premier League. This goal came against Blackburn as Newcastle triumphed 4-1. Once again in a 4-1 victory, Baggio hit another memorable free kick, this time against West Ham. Keeper didn't even move there. After suffering some of the worst penalty heartbreak in football history, this time Baggio hit the back of the net and compounded local rivals Middlesbrough to a 2-0 defeat. I think there were definitely some mitigating circumstances which led to Newcastle's relegation in 2009, but I still find it incredible that a team with this much talent was sent down to the 2nd tier. Back then they only managed 34 points and they lost their top flight status. But what was Baggio's impact? With him, they've improved all the way to 10th. They've managed 19 more points and scored 15 more goals. Maybe with 1 or 2 more quality players, Europe could have been in sight. One of Europe's finest ever footballers, and one who's still fondly remembered around the world. He proved he could do it in an ultra-competitive Serie A, and he proved he could do it here too. Thanks for watching this video.